आज हम समझेंगे. Today we're going to understand a really modern, incredibly frustrating struggle that almost nobody is getting right. Look, if you're in your 20s or early 30s, you're working your tail off and you still feel like you're sprinting on a financial treadmill that's plugged into nowhere, I want you to know you are absolutely not alone. Welcome to This Explainer. Today we're unpacking this fascinating, super relevant thing called the Gen Z wealth trap. We're going to dig into the hard data and the actual psychology behind what experts are calling financial nihilism. I am so pumped to guide you through this because honestly, once we look at these numbers, every single thing you've been feeling about your money is going to make complete 100% sense.
Okay, here's our game plan. We'll kick things off by defining this financial nihilism trap. Then we'll look at the stark reality of salary versus real estate. From there, we'll uncover the spending explosion and the Instagram comparison game. Next, we'll hit the risky investment paradox. And finally, don't worry, I won't leave you hanging. We're going to lay out exactly how you can break free.
All right, let's dive right into this. Part 1, the financial nihilism trap. To really get why this trap is so sticky, we've got to put ourselves in the shoes of a young earner today. Picture this. It's late at night. You're a young engineer. You just graduated from a solid college, and you're pulling in 6 lakhs a year. That's a great starting salary. Your parents are thrilled, but then you're lying in bed, and just out of curiosity, you open a real estate app to see what a basic 1 BHK near your office, say in Whitefield, Bangalore, would actually cost. The starting price? 75 lakhs. You do the quick math, and a home loan EMI for that would be around 50,000 to 55,000 rupees. Wait a second, that is literally your entire monthly take-home pay. Just gone. A massive wave of defeat just washes over you, right? A house is totally mathematically out of reach. So what do? Your phone buzzes with a notification, and instead of transferring money to a savings account, you just order a 400 rupee dessert on Zomato.
That exact feeling, that midnight realization, that is financial nihilism. It's basically a give-up mode. It's this psychological state where saving just feels completely pointless because those big traditional life goals, like buying a house or retiring early, feel like they're locked behind an impossible paywall. So rather than aggressively saving for a future that feels like a fantasy, you spend your cash on instant gratification right now, just to feel a little bit of joy today.
Which brings us to section 2, salary versus real estate.
Now, older generations love to call this reckless spending, right? But the truth is, this frustration is totally backed up by the math. Let's compare 2012 to today. Back in 2012, a starting IT salary was hovering around 3.5 lakhs. Today, it's barely nudged. It's maybe at 4.5 lakhs. But look at the real estate side of things. In Bangalore's Electronic City, prices went from 3,500 per square foot to 7,500. In Whitefield, it blew up from 5,000 to 12,000. So your income has been crawling forward at a snail's pace for over a decade, while the cost of the actual asset you're supposed to buy with that income has absolutely skyrocketed. And the ultimate pain point really boils down to this one massive number, 14.3. That is the current house-to-salary ratio in Mumbai, meaning an average house costs more than 14 times the average yearly salary. Just to put that into perspective, globally, a ratio of around 6 or 7 is considered pretty steep. At 14.3, the system just feels fundamentally broken for a new earner. It's not like the goalposts were moved, they were picked up and dropped in a totally different stadium.
So, moving to section 3, the spending explosion.
If Gen Z isn't buying houses, where exactly is all the money going? Well, look at this. Young Indians are putting a staggering 29% of their income straight into travel. We're talking an average of 5 lakhs a year just on trips. Why? Because of that financial nihilism. If you know you literally cannot afford the 75 lakh apartment, you actively choose to buy experiences instead. You're going to Bali, backpacking in Europe, hitting the mountains. You are buying memories because the physical bricks and mortar are off the table. But it is not just the big aesthetic European vacations. We are officially living in the frictionless spending era. Young Indians are dropping 67,000 crores a year. Let me repeat that, 67,000 crores just on food delivery. Gen Z is transacting at 110% of the national average. And here's the craziest stat. 86% of UPI payments are under 500 rupees. Think about how it used to be. If you wanted to spend 500 bucks, you had to walk to an ATM, wait in the heat, get cash, and hope the shopkeeper had exact change. That friction made you stop and think, wait, do I actually need this? Today, you see an ad on your feed, you double tap, facial recognition scans you, and boom, the money is gone. Mix that totally frictionless spending with an explosion of instant credit apps, and all these tiny invisible daily purchases morph into a massive drain on your yearly wealth.
Which leads us to section 4,
The Instagram comparison game. So you take this economic squeeze, you add in the frictionless spending, and then you throw in a massive psychological agitator. We all know the old Indian trope of Sharmaji Ka Beta, that one annoyingly perfect neighborhood kid your parents always compared you to. But the problem is, that concept has mutated. Sharmaji Ka Beta isn't just one kid anymore, it's your entire Instagram feed. Every few swipes you are hit with 14-year-old crypto millionaires or 21-year-olds driving Porsches in Switzerland. It makes you feel like you're failing, right? And then you have the second layer of pressure, your parents. They bought property in places like South Delhi in the 70s for pennies, and now it's worth crores. So they look at you, making a really good 15 lakhs at age 28, and they're genuinely confused as to why you don't own a house yet. It's just immense crushing pressure from all sides.
So how do we react to this? Section 5. The risky investment paradox.
Because the normal way of saving feels like it's broken, young earners are doing something super paradoxical. On one side, they are actually being really responsible. They are setting up standard, safe, 1,000 rupee monthly SIPs in mutual funds. But at the exact same time, they are taking wild, ultra-risky bets on crypto and options trading. And the logic kind of makes sense to them. They know that a standard 12% return in the stock market isn't going to beat the runaway train of real estate prices. They feel like the normal, boring path isn't going to buy them a house anyway, so they might as well swing for the fences. They're gambling on huge risks because the traditional straight line to wealth feels like a total dead end.
Okay, deep breath. Section 6. How to break free.
Look, it's exhausting. The economic data is harsh, the societal expectations are ridiculous, and the comparison game never stops. But listen to me. There is a realistic way out of this trap. Step 1. Keep that 1,000 rupee SIP. Seriously. Not because it's going to buy you a mansion tomorrow, but because it builds the muscle of discipline. You automate it, you forget it, and later, when your salary bumps up, turning that 1,000 into 10,000 is effortless because the habit is already there. Step 2. Set aside 30% of your income for guilt-free spending. Stop punishing yourself for buying a coffee. You work hard. Budget for your joy and spend it without a single ounce of shame. And step 3. This is the big one. Avoid early big loans. Please do not lock yourself into an EMI cage at 25 just to flex for society. The world is changing way too fast. You have no idea where you'll want to live or work in 5 years. Wait until your late 30s or early 40s to even think about a home loan. Keep your liabilities light so your freedom to choose remains huge.
And that brings us to the real core of this whole explainer. You have to ask yourself, are you living your life for you, or are you living it for the comparison game? The economy right now is undeniably tough, and honestly, that's not your fault. But how you navigate it, that is your responsibility. It's time to stop comparing your timeline to your parents' timeline from 40 years ago, and definitely stop measuring your worth against a curated Instagram feed. Start using your money to build your own discipline, fund your own happiness, and protect your own freedom. Because at the end of the day, you are living this life for you. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for this explainer. I really hope this helps you cut through the noise and take back control of your financial peace. Catch you next time.